Good morning. So today we're going to be talking about negotiation. I used to think that to win a negotiation, I had to go into the room and get the best possible deal. Until I went to a negotiation workshop and it turned out I was completely off. This channel is for entrepreneurs and business executives. We share insights, tips, ideas, interviews to help you become better leaders. So if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing in the link below. Let's negotiate. Six years ago, I went to a negotiation workshop with Professor Ingemar Dierix, and he completely changed the way I negotiate. I used to be very tough in negotiation and wanted to have the best possible deal. He had a different approach to negotiation. He said to win a negotiation, you need to make sure that the other person is happy. And I was completely surprised. Seriously, to win a negotiation, we need to make sure that the other person is happy? What he meant by this is that we need to make sure that we're giving to the other person something that is important to him or her, that is not that important to us, and in return get things that are extremely important to us. Let's see with these 5 steps how this works. Step number 1 is to be prepared before the negotiation and listen during the negotiation. Be prepared means putting a list of every single item that you think is important to your counterpart. So I do some research, I Google, I ask around, and try to put myself in the other person's shoes and have a list as long as possible. On the other hand, I put a list of things that are important to me. Not only the top 3 that are super important to me, but a list of at least 10 items that are important to me. And I try to see what kind of trade-off I can do. What are the things that are important to them that are not that important to me? And what are the things that are important to me that I think are not very important to them? So once we get prepared and I have my list, once you get to the negotiation, the first step is to listen. Listen, talk about the weather, talk about the situation, talk about anything and not about the negotiation, to try to get as much information as possible from the other person to add up to your list or to confirm what you thought was important to them. So this is step number 1. Step number 2 is to expand the agenda. What does this mean? It means to go beyond the surface, go beyond only price negotiation. Let's get to the contractor example. So you're negotiating with a contractor to build a restaurant. You just took a loan, so you have the money available. And he needs the money so that he can purchase the equipment and not use his capital. A way to expand the agenda would be, let's say he asked for 20% down payment. You can tell them, if I give you 60% down payment, I want to get a 7% discount. So he would get the money up front, which is important to him and not important to you because the money is already in the bank since you took the loan. And you get a 7% discount, and you can also ask to get the work done in 2 months instead of getting it done in 3 months. So this is what giving something to the other person or making the other person happy looks like. And during the negotiation, to expand the agenda, you can use a couple of techniques that we learn also in many negotiation training. One of them is to use if and not yes or no. So if someone tells you, I would give you a 3 months delay, instead of saying yes or no, if you give me a 3 months delay, then I can give you 1, 2, 3. Another technique in expanding the agenda is the mirror technique. So whatever the other person say, you use the last 3 words that they said with a question mark so that they can expand and talk more. Because again, it's back to step number 1. The more you listen, the more you get to understand their intentions, the better negotiation or the better deal you can get. Never accept the first offer, because yes is not contagious in the negotiation. If you said yes to something, this doesn't mean that the other person is going to say yes to something else. This only means that it will trigger more demands and they're going to be asking for more things. So don't say yes easily, use the if technique. Another point that is important, when you send an offer, You don't send another offer before they get back to you. So think about it as a tennis match. You send the ball, you have to wait for them to send the ball back before you send it again. Getting into the room and getting ready for a no deal puts you in a mindset that will make the other person feel that you're ready to walk away. And in your mind, when you have a mindset that is ready for a no deal, automatically you become much stronger to actually make a deal. The fifth and last point is to think of the long term. Even if you think that you're not going to see this person again, we don't live in a bubble. It's about reputation, it's about the future. There's a lot of things that are going to come after the deal. So in a negotiation, you want to make sure that the person in front of you goes back home and tells his or her spouse that this was the best deal of my life. Because when they feel that this is the best deal of their life, automatically they're going to be working 10 times more to get you the product or the service that you're actually paying for. So when you come to a negotiation, remember the after negotiation, remember the future, because this is what's going to make you a long-term successful negotiator. So that's it for now. If you want to know more about business, about entrepreneurship, about franchising, first put a comment and let us know what kind of topic you'd like us to discuss. And second, don't forget to subscribe to get notified every time we release a video, which usually happens on Monday. See you next week.